What would you do if you discovered that the ancestors you were taught to admire were capable of things far darker than any history book ever told you? Most people imagine ancient humans as simple, innocent cave dwellers, struggling to survive, eating berries, painting on walls, living peacefully with nature. But the real story of ancient humans is far more complicated, far more brutal, and in some ways far more familiar than most people are comfortable admitting. Stay till the end because the final dark secret reveals something so deeply unsettling about human nature that scientists are still debating what it means today. Let's begin. Imagine walking through a valley 40,000 years ago. The landscape is beautiful. Ancient forests, clear rivers, open plains filled with animals, and then you notice something that stops you cold. Bones. Human bones. Deliberately broken, deliberately burned, with cut marks that could only have been made by stone tools. This was not an accident. This was intentional, and it was far more common in the ancient human world than anyone expected. The first dark secret is one that took scientists decades to accept. Ancient humans regularly practiced cannibalism, not just in extreme starvation situations, but in rituals, in warfare, and sometimes in practices that researchers still struggle to fully explain. Archaeological sites across Europe, Asia, and the Americas have revealed human bones processed in exactly the same way as animal bones found at the same sites. Cracked open for marrow. Flesh removed, sometimes cooked. The evidence is overwhelming and undeniable. Ancient humans ate other humans, and they did it repeatedly across thousands of years. But here is the part that changes everything. Not all ancient cannibalism was the same. Some of it appears to have been survival cannibalism. Groups pushed to the absolute edge of existence, making impossible choices. Some of it appears to have been ritual, consuming the body of a respected elder or a powerful enemy as a way of absorbing their strength or honoring their spirit. And some of it appears to have been something far darker. Systematic predatory violence against competing groups where the goal was not just to defeat enemies, but to consume them entirely. The evidence does not tell us which motivation dominated, and that uncertainty is deeply uncomfortable. The second dark secret is genocide. Modern humans arriving in new territories did not simply coexist peacefully with the humans who were already there. The Neanderthals, a separate human species who had lived in Europe and Asia for hundreds of thousands of years, disappeared within a few thousand years of modern humans arriving. Some scientists believe climate change contributed, but genetic evidence now shows that modern humans and Neanderthals interbred, which means they were close enough to form relationships, and yet Neanderthals still vanished. The uncomfortable question that many researchers are now asking directly is whether modern humans played a far more active role in that extinction than anyone previously wanted to admit. The third dark secret involves violence within groups. Ancient human societies are often romanticized as cooperative and egalitarian, and cooperation was real. But so was internal violence. Archaeological evidence from ancient burial sites shows a disturbing frequency of healed and unhealed skull fractures, broken bones consistent with weapon strikes, evidence of individuals killed and buried in ways that suggest they were violently excluded or executed by their own communities. Ancient human groups were capable of turning on their own members with terrifying efficiency, and the patterns suggest this was not rare. It was part of how social order was maintained. The fourth dark secret involves children. Ancient humans in some communities practiced infanticide. The archaeological evidence for this is among the most difficult to interpret and the most uncomfortable to discuss. But it is present across multiple ancient cultures and multiple continents. Decisions about which children would survive were sometimes made collectively by the group, based on the group's resources, based on the child's perceived viability, and based on social calculations that modern humans find deeply disturbing. These were not acts of cruelty in the minds of those who made them. They were acts of survival mathematics in a world without the safety systems we take entirely for granted today. And perhaps the darkest secret of all is the one closest to home. Ancient humans were extraordinarily effective at wiping out other species, The megafauna extinctions that occurred across every continent as ancient humans arrived were not coincidences. The woolly mammoth, the giant ground sloth, the cave lion, the giant deer. Species that had survived multiple ice ages were gone within thousands of years of human arrival. Ancient humans were the first mass extinction event caused by a single species. And they did it not with industrial technology, but with coordinated intelligence, social cooperation, and relentless hunting pressure applied across generations. After watching this video, you now understand something that most people spend their lives avoiding. The capacity for darkness that exists in modern human societies did not begin with civilization. It did not begin with cities or wars or governments. It began in the same ancient camps, around the same fires, among the same early communities that we celebrate as the heroic origins of our species. Ancient humans were remarkable. They were resilient and creative and capable of profound love and cooperation. And they were also capable of great darkness, just like us. Because they were us. And understanding that truth is the beginning of understanding ourselves.